Hello, hello. Welcome back, gunning to Old Trafford with your host Ibi and Shady. Abdul, what a weekend of football.
What a weekend, Ibi. Not only that, what a few weeks.
Oof.
Upcoming, amazing stuff. But guys, welcome, Ibi. Thank you so much. Lovely being with my man Ibi.
Yeah.
I love your skipper today.
Thanks, Abdul.
This is the big
Throwback.
But anyway, guys, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. And guys, once you hit that bell notification, Ibi, it keeps you updated with everything that's happening, all the latest news from gunning to Old Trafford. We got you guys covered in all social medias. But guys, we are at our review of the weekend. Ibrahim, what a superb weekend.
What a
weekend. Actually, it was a 4-pointer for Gunning to Old Trafford.
But still not a loss.
Not bad at all.
I mean, Gunning to Old Trafford are still going at a good...
And we're
good
going
way.
strong, Ibi.
Going strong.
We're going very, very strong.
But now it's squeaky bum time, as they call it. You know, that time of the season.
We're grinding now.
You know, league titles are not won in December and January.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed.
the crunch time is between February and May. And Arsenal are in the crunch time.
We're crunching now.
If you want to be champions, this is the time. So what that, guys, we're going to jump straight into Arsenal.
Yeah,
Arsenal,
wow,
Brentford at the Emirates. But before we go into it, Brentford are not an easy team to play.
No, they're
against.
not.
They beat United 4-0. They beat Liverpool.
Chelsea.
They beat Chelsea. They beat City. I mean, they've taken points from the top 6. So going into a Brentford, it's not an easy one. But Abdul, let's remind the audience. Abdul predicted a 3-0 for the Arsenal. A little bit off there, Abdul.
Very off. Very, very off, man. But yeah, so Ibi, you know, going into the game, I told you, yes, I gave a 3-0. But we all knew it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. These guys, and again, Mikel, if you are listening, teams are going to play against Arsenal at low block. This was a proper low block, Ibi, because Ivan Toney was also in defense the whole game. I mean, that's football. You have your own strategies that work for you. It's about points at the end of the day. So, well, Brentford played really, really, really well. But honestly speaking, and I think we'll speak about it a little bit more, VAR, I'm not a person to complain, and you know that about me, but we will speak about that 1-1. The boys did very, very, very well. I just feel that they're looking a little bit tired, man. They're looking a bit tired. And like you said, and you said it before earlier, a league championship, and you know it much more than most of us, is Manchester United. Yeah. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
100%.
It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. However, also, Ibi, what I'd like to, and we're going to finish Arsenal up, what I'd like also just to add, you know, and Mikel Arteta, we love him, but there's certain times where you need to use, yes, we understand the depth is short on the bench, but there's certain players that can change the dynamic of the game.
And you know, you're saying that, and Thomas Frank mentioned it after the game. He said, Arsenal have become so predictable with their lineup that the teams, and he said this was his thinking going into the game, he knew exactly how to set up his team to play against the Arsenal.
100%.
And maybe that's it. Maybe it's that sticking. And I know a winning formula, you don't change it, but sometimes you just need to adjust, especially when the run of fixtures are like
100%.
this.
And you know, Ibi, like we always say, you got to make those courageous calls. I understand. Look here, this is the time for the Arsenal. They're doing well. And I understand that he wants to, like you said, keep that winning formula. But there was a time in the match where, look, we understand what Zinchenko brings to Arsenal. That cohesion, that little bit bolstering in the center mid of the park, whatever it is. However, there was a time where I sat and I watched, and it was after the equalizer. Whatever happened with the equalizer is football, the ball is run. And you got to accept certain things like that. And people are human. However, we need to mix it up. My biggest thing as a coach, and I just feel, I don't know if you can agree or disagree, Zinchenko is functional. He does what he needs to do. But in a game like that, you need a William Wallace.
Oh,
you need a Kieran.
Tini would have changed the dynamic of the game. Man.
What Kieran does, he's direct. And what he can do also is, he doesn't invert or cut in very low down the pitch. He cuts in when he's in the box.
Yeah.
So he either cuts in or he's giving you a good cross, but he's taking away 2 defenders. And that was the missing link. I mean, the goal of Arsenal, beautiful goal with Trossard, but It was the first time in a game, and I was very
Guys were
disappointed with Arteta, very direct. And it was the first time Benjamin White, Blanco White, did an overlap around Saka. Something which we don't really see, but I went through it. I like analyzing because it was so difficult to break down Brentford. But the moment you had another player or a counter attack and you had Ben White overlapping, the defenders of Brentford never knew what was happening. That left Trossard available to score. Okay, taking nothing away. Ibi, how would you want it? Do you want me to give a player ratings now?
Go into your rating,
can I go
and then we go into United.
Let's go into Aaron Ramsdale. Look here. Fair performance again. Did what he needed to do. Saved a couple of stuff. We were lucky. Ivan Toney played well.
I didn't like how he went for that cross that led to Tony's eyes closed, flapping. I know he tried to make himself big.
You don't do that.
But you don't do it. You never close your eyes as a goalkeeper.
Never close your eyes. And that is, and I'm going to do a quick comparison because we are gunning to Old Trafford. David the Great. David the Great, yes, mistakes are in whatever it is. But David the Great, and this is just where experience comes in. I think Aaron Ramsdale needs to fix that up. It's not decisive decision making. It's naive decision making. There's a big difference.
100%.
Having a decision making that's going to be powerful and dynamic, but having something which it's a 50-50. I'll just go and I'll just flip.
I'll try.
I'll try. You don't need it at this level, right? So because of that, he had a decent game. I'm giving him a 6.
Okay.
A 6. Fair average. There were a few times where he really did well. What I do like about him and why he suits the Arsenal so well is his link-up play. You know what I love? The one ball that I love is when the ball comes back to him. So you get that dynamic, that triangle. And it's just a pass through the center to Thomas Partey.
Nice.
And they play. So something very nice, okay? Centre backs, Ibi, we're going to do with a pairing, Gabriel and Saliba. Saliba
had a shocker.
He had a shocker, but you know what, Ibi? There were times where he had Ivan Toney's number. However, I just feel again, Saliba needs a bit more protection.
And he needs a bit of a break, I think.
He's tired.
He's tired.
The boy is tired.
You know, I saw a stat, and I'm scared to say it.
No, go for it.
But I think we need to.
We need to.
He contested for 10 aerial battles, the most by any defender in one game. But he lost all 10 battles.
He's tired.
The man is, and Tony is not the biggest striker.
No, he's not.
So to lose an aerial battle against Ivan Toney all the time, it shows that the boy is one. He's lapsing in concentration to get to the ball first, and he's not strong enough on the ball. 100%. Why? Because of fatigue.
It's fatigue. That's why get the Swiss Army knife or Kiwi or get him some games at
Exactly.
Get these guys resting a bit. Look, Rob Holding, I still say DNA, Arsenal DNA, but not the man for the job, for this title running. So Saliba, love him to bits, but I just feel again we're bolstering the left side of the park. But we're not worried about the right side. And
Because
this is where
you're
Mr.
making
Frank...
up for Gabriel.
Exactly. So, both of them, shocking in a sense. So Gabriel had a few movements. A 5.
5 across your defense?
A 5 across the defense. This includes, and I'm going to go with Benny Blanco and Zinchenko. Zinchenko for the past 4 games,
had a bad game.
he had a terrible game. But this is where we need our Mikel, we need our Ten Hag.
Be strong.
Be strong. Make that change. Because that's why you got these boys on the bench. And if you're not going to use a William Wallace can walk in a team. Exactly. Any other team.
100%.
So 5 across the line because, again, we always can complain about referees. We can complain about the sky. We can complain about the weather. If you do not take your chances and you concede...
You got 90 minutes to make an impact.
Paxla.
Yeah. Don't wait for mistakes.
Don't wait for mistakes. Yeah. And that I learned the hard way, but I'll let you guys know in the spotlight. Right? So 5 through the center. Thomas Partey also not at his best.
You look also, I think it's fatigue, Abdul. These
boys
guys
are tired, man.
And now he pulled up with a bit of an injury.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a bad thing.
Maybe he needs
let him get a bit of a refresh.
Maybe also, I say, you know what, we bought these guys.
Because muscle injuries. Muscle injuries comes because of fatigue.
Definitely.
Overplaying.
Definitely.
That's why you get a muscle injury.
Even Granit Xhaka was tired.
Muscle injuries are only caused because of overplaying. Your muscle is overworked. The boys need a break. They're not robots. These guys played up until November. They played in the World Cup. They came back straight back into training for the Arsenal. Dubai, back into full on games, week in, week out. They need a break. And this is the reason why Varane retired from international football. All these federations, you cannot treat them like a commodity.
Amazing.
They are humans, they are players. You need to lessen the schedule.
You must. So, Ibi, and I'm going to do also, if it's okay with you, the 3 in the center.
Yeah.
I'm going to give them all a 6, right? There were times where the breaking up of play, whatever it is, I just feel again, even Granit, yeah, for the first half of the season, he was amazing. But again, like you said, fatigue has set in. We need to ball state. And you know what? Mikel, I love you. We're going to do well. We're still going to win the league. It's a 1 and 2. It's written in the stars. But trust these boys. Trust a Fabio Vieira.
Yeah.
Trust a Trossard. Trust maybe a Jorginho also.
That's why you bought them.
Trust a Jorginho. So...
And Jorginho has been there. He's won the big titles.
He's done there. Yeah. Yes, he might slow things up. Maybe
but sometimes you need it.
And you said it brilliantly the last time. So, a 6 through there. Martinelli also, guys, and I need to also tell you guys this. Martinelli is struggling. I tell you why. Because the link-up play with Eddie Nketiah is more to the right side of and we spoke about this. So the link-up play is Eddie Nketiah, Bukayo Saka, and then you need Gabriel Martinelli. It's isolating him. However, I'm disappointed with the Arsenal fans. And
they're going in on him.
How can you
He's
go
a youngster, guy.
He's a 20-year-old boy.
He's done so much for the Arsenal.
I love this boy. Ibi.
And it's similar to the criticism Garnacho is getting.
Exactly.
Come on, guys. These are youngsters. You need to support them, not knock them down in the tough moments.
And let me tell you something. Gabriel Martinelli, amazing player. When Jesus does come back, you'll see a bit of a change. Because Jesus, like you say, I love when he drives it. Tell the people what he is.
Our
defensive striker. So what he does, he loves to link up, but more on the left. So that gives it a little bit more of... functionality, free movement of the game.
And also what he does nicely, Jesus holds the ball up.
Correct.
And plays it through the lines, which allows Martinelli to run,
to cut in,
to run behind the line. Now with Nketiah and Saka, they're running behind the line, so it doesn't give him the opportunity to 100%.
Do that. And then you would think a Granit Xhaka would assist him, but also never had a good game. So that also plays a huge part. Again also, I just remember now, Tomiyasu. The Samurai.
Yeah.
What a player. Come on, Mika. Let's start changing it a bit. So, we in 6 with the 3 in the midfield. The 3 up front. Also a 6. A very average performance. Because I feel, again, whatever happened, I said it before, we need to score to win.
100%.
You need to score. Finishing class. So, a 6 there, Ibrahim. Mikel Arteta, again, another 6. Because I feel like...
It's becoming often now.
There was a time where you could change. And you're courageous about it. And I promise you, you'll get the results.
Yeah.
And Thomas Frank was easy because he
knew what was happening.
You know what I mean? So, guys, that is the review. Arsenal won, Brentford won at the Emirates. And all to play for.
All to play for.
So, Ibi, talk to me. You guys had a very interesting game at
Double game week against Leeds. Tough one at Old Trafford. And, you're talking about courageous decisions. That's what Ten Hag did. The United defense were bullied at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Because the Leeds players were pressing high up. They were pushing. Their defense was sitting on the halfway line. They were relentless. Right?
The whole match.
So what did he do? He brought on Harry Maguire for Varane. Yes, Varane had a tough game. So what he did, take Varane off, bring Maguire in. Why? Because Maguire doesn't push up. He'll sit back and that makes you soak up pressure.
Correct.
And be ready to catch these guys when they're the weakest, right?
Agreed.
So courageous decisions, and that's what these coaches need to do. Overall, United were under the pump.
Yes,
for a big part of the game, my friend. It was like a hockey match.
It was
like ice hockey, NHL. It was back and forth. You couldn't breathe.
No, you couldn't.
In that game.
I honestly sat and you were just, it's coming. Either way, it's coming.
Both ways.
There was a guy, their right back. Top. If you go on career mode on FIFA, sorry guys, Luke Ayling.
Yeah.
He was playing as a striker. You know what I'm saying? But United just
Soaked up the pressure.
And when it was time,
unleashed. So that besides the relentlessness of the press on both teams, the tackles, Abdul. It was like 90s football again.
they were flying.
Hard hitting tackles.
But I love the ref. He was
The
really
ref was
flowing.
good.
It was flowing.
I won't like the
It was
ref this game. Okay, some decisions I wasn't too happy about, but the ref allowed things to happen, allowed the game to play, didn't spoil it with a red card because some
It could have
challenges
happened.
that could have had red. But the game moved on. And like I say, United were under the pump until 2 substitutions were made. Luke Shaw was pushed into left back.
Correct.
Malacia was taken out. The Butcher was brought in. And
Butcher
Garnacho came on.
Yes.
It just changed the entire complexion of that game. And I think it's what you're saying, Abdul, 100%. United soaked the pressure, soaked it. Leeds gave their all.
Everything.
And the moment Ten Hag sensed that they were dropping, he changed it. And he brought in a defender, centre back, who's happy to hold the ball,
Correct.
run with
And
it,
comfortable.
and also played over the top.
Yeah.
And Garnacho to run directly at them. So, and that's the goals came again, amazing stuff. Martinez, happy to run with the ball. Sabitzer. What a signing.
Hey, he's hungry, that boy.
What a signing. Hard hitter, not scared of the tackles, and his long ball led to the second play before the assist.
Agreed.
The last play before the assist.
Who? That first goal, there was a beautiful, was it?
Sabitzer.
What a ball.
With the cross.
Oh, what a ball.
Luke Shaw saw the defender coming. All he did was he took the hit, the ball ran in front of him, and the cross came in.
You know what I loved? So, it was a humbling, like you said, a hockey match. And nobody even knew that Mufana's put it in. Everybody was so shocked. The whole stadium, even the commentator, was like, oh, now it's in the back of the net. Mufana's, man.
What a finish. And big up Benny McCarthy. That is all down to Benny. Marcus Rashford, yes, when he's ball on the feet, can run at you, can get into the spaces, but he was never a clinical striker.
No, he wasn't.
But since he started working with Benny, and you can see patches of Benny McCarthy in this boy's play, running through the lines, and
Benny McCarthy.
The master stroke for me, and I think this confused the Leeds players, the Leeds coach and the Leeds players. In midweek, he took off Weghorst.
Yes.
Right? But this game, he left Weghorst on, and he played Rashford and Weghorst as a 11 and a 10. Or a 9 and a 10. And they were interlinking. So they didn't know who to cover.
No, they didn't.
And that cross, all the players were around Weghorst because of his aerial threat. But that allowed Rashford the space to get in and what?
Any brand, like we said, this is and again, I'm going to fight with some United fans. If you have a doubt of Ten Hag bringing in Weghorst is a player for the future, and he's going to be sitting on that bench, and he's a different dynamic.
He gives you a different plane.
He's a total
Plan A, plan B, plan C.
It's there. You know what I mean? So it's boiling, Ibi.
100%.
It's cooking.
And then the directness from Garnacho. The guys were tired, Luke Ayling, already fatigued. And you got an 18-year-old full throttle running at you.
Flying.
And did you see Garnacho? He gave the goalkeeper the eyes. He looked like he was going to open it up to the far post.
He put it here.
The goalkeeper just a little bit and then he hit it near post.
Do you know how much confidence you must have to do it? Because that is the goalkeeper's near post.
And the celebration?
No, but you know what I love about
silencing
it?
the critics.
When he went and he did that Ronaldo one.
Yeah.
And then he was there. Brilliant boy.
Because the guys were going on him, eh?
But I think it's unfair.
Guys.
It's unfair, guys.
Okay, so guys, 2-0 to the United. Amazing performance. Tough performance at points, but I'm going to run into the ratings quickly. De Gea, a 7. De Gea has been our rock at the back. Amazing. There were a few chances that Leeds broke our defense, and De Gea at last level of defense, and he came out flying.
David the Great.
He made 1 or 2 mistakes here and there, but I mean, he saves, you overlook it. The Spanish paella.
The Spanish paella.
Paella. It's like a dish in Spain.
Beautiful, man.
Right back, Dallo, Good performance, but shout out to Wan-Bissaka. Ten Hag saw Dalot was struggling, or not struggling, but the game was getting a bit more intense. Dalot was getting tired, and he brought on Wan-Bissaka. And Wan-Bissaka had that Leeds left midfielder in his pocket because he was starting to cause some trouble. And he had him in his pocket. Amazing stuff from Wan-Bissaka. So I'm going to go a 7 for Wan-Bissaka and a 6 for Dalot because he started the game.
It's fine.
In our centre backs, Harry Maguire, a 6 performance, really standard performance, didn't do anything wrong.
Did what he needed to do.
Made a few mistakes, but covered himself really nicely. And what I liked, he gave it to the Leeds fans.
I know he did.
Gave
He
it
did.
smirk.
Yeah, I know
Lovely.
he did.
Love it from Harry. And I think a Harry without the pressure of I know he's the captain, but coming in and out of the team, I think you'll see a better Harry Maguire. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 7. Amazing performance in left back and then transition into a left back. Centre back and then transition into a left back and with the assist. So a 7 for me. Malacia, a 6. I think he struggled at points, but gives you that fight that you need.
Yeah.
Sabitzer, 7 in midfield.
What a signing, Evie.
What a signing. And for free, loan.
But listen,
There's hope that we can get him.
But Bayern Munich didn't want to give the what's it?
Sell-on clause.
The sell-on clause.
Yeah.
But I
apparently,
think if he's there and he sees what's happening and the project in Ten Hag,
I think he'll stay.
I think it's going to happen.
So we got Sabitzer with the 7. Freddie Boy, man of the match.
Hey, Fred. You are so happy. He was so happy. I love this guy, Freddie, man.
Bruno Fernandes is Uber driver.
I saw that. Beautiful.
So 7 for Fred. Beautiful. I think Fred's still too slow, doesn't link up the play, but that tenacity, that at the ankles, he's that type of a player. Amazing stuff. Bruno, captain without the armband. Keeps motivating the players, but I'm going to give him a 6. I don't think he was really impactful in the game. Apart from, the other captaincy stuff, I think on the ball he lacked a bit in the game. Up front, Rashford, quiet game, but you give that boy a chance and he's there. I think at the moment he must be the best striker in the world. Okay. I can't see anyone. I mean, maybe Mbappe, but I mean...
No, but not even Mbappe. Ibi, if you look at it and just to go in a few statistics, he is currently the leading striker in the world.
Yeah. I mean, he's
not even Mbappe. Remember, in France there's a Asel Loni that's hitting everybody.
Balogun.
So Ibrahim currently, and that's you hearing from me, Marcus Rashford is currently the best striker at the moment. And you know what? He had a nice Valentine's as well.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
I saw.
And did you see Bruno's comments?
No, it's good.
Just watch the legs.
Oh, finance,
you naughty
stuff,
boy.
Guys, man.
Rashford, I think, and what I loved about Ten Hag is that he says, I'm not happy still with Bruno. I'm happy with Rashford, but I think he can better. And I'm challenging to do better. Wow. So, Ten Hag is that guy that keeps going, Weghorst, brilliant play again. I think, he's not going to score you millions of goals, but he gives you a different dynamic. Holds up the play, links the play, strong on the ball, gives you a threat in the air. And when he dropped into that little bit deeper position to allow Rashford to play through the centre, amazing. And he assisted as well. And he should have had a goal. That goal that was disallowed, Maguire didn't touch it. That should have been Weghorst's first goal in the Premier League.
If people don't, and I think I need to remind people here, and you guys can go on Google and check. Before, he came from Burnley.
He was playing in Turkey.
In Turkey. But you had Borussia Dortmund that wanted him. Real Madrid were also in him about 2-3 years ago. Bayern Munich also. I mean, this is a big boy. Weghorst is a different... You know who he reminds me of? I must get his name in. Klaas Huntelaar. Remember Huntelaar?
Jan Huntelaar.
Schalke, and he was for... He reminds me of that. But he can move his body, he holds the ball, he can get up in the air, and he can have a battle with the
He's not the fastest player, but you don't need pace from him because you got pace coming on the sides, right? Correct. Sancho coming nicely into the game. A tough game for him to come into, so I'm going to give him a 6. Garnacho, 8 for me. Garnacho and Rashford. Garnacho came in for that little bit, but he was relentless. He should have had 2. Amazing stuff. Ten Hag, 8 out of 10. Perfect performance all round. And my man of the match.
Go for it.
Garnacho. Because I think as an 18-year-old with all of that pressure on his shoulders to come in and score a goal like he did. I know he was only in for 15 minutes, but it just shows what he's got on the shoulders. So amazing
You
stuff.
guys mustn't lose him, eh?
Mustn't lose him. But I think his deal is.
Is he going to happen?
Yeah, I think he's going to
Give the boy a pen, man.
Yeah, I think it's
Give
there.
him the pen,
I think it's
man.
there. According to Fabrizio, the contract was sent. The draft one, they sorted out image
too
rights.
shabby.
5-year contract. I think it's sorted out.
That's for the future. That's the future one.
Guys,
Amazing
stuff. 2-0 to
Wow.
United. 1-1 for Arsenal versus Brentford.
Yeah.
We move on.
We move on.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Let us know what you think and what your analysis is. Do you think we made a mock-up of it, or do you think we were spot on? Let us know. Abdul, what there?
We are.
Gun to Old Trafford. Thank you.
Guys.